So in terms of not self, a person can get the idea that most people have, I mean, a normal human being knows they are going to die. So they know, without reflecting that much, I'm not in control of my body fully, you know. So they get that idea that it's not mine. You know, I'm not in control. But they don't understand not self. They still take things personally. They still take the body personally. Yeah. Even though you know
overall
you're going to die.
Yeah. So why is that?
I would first say they haven't really thought about it deep enough or contemplated. And
some people did, but they still remain infatuated with life
because of how they act.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they act as though it is theirs.
Like you can have all the ideas you want, but if your behavior is not mirroring those ideas, that's where you're fueling those wrong assumptions. So on one end, yes, when you're thinking clearly, you recognize all these characteristics of existence, but then out of habits and carelessness, the body still goes towards sensuality, resists discomfort, indulges in food, doesn't practice sense restraint, and that's the cesspit of that's the roots where your wrong views are being fed from. So although your ideas are different to that, you're actually going about things, it's very much accordance to sense of control and I'm going to live forever. So yes, you need to have the right ideas, but now you need to start doing them.
You need to start doing the right ideas.
You need to start you need to purify your behavior, as the Buddha said, to mirror those ideas. Because it's exactly that's why there were samanas and Brahmins outside of the Buddha's teaching who did actually ponder upon I'm no one to nothing anywhere in the world, nobody is anything to me. It's just you're basically circumstantial. That's your sense of control. It can end at any moment. And he said that's like the foremost of the outsider's views. And the point was that now, if you actually not just think that view once a month or be convinced that you're holder of that view, but start whenever you want to act towards the world, towards him, her, or this or that, you first put that view that you're nothing to no one anywhere in the world and nobody's nothing. So it's just, you would not be able to engage in passion, aversion, distraction. And there were then people who made the effort and their behavior did start to correspond to those views. And those were the people that Buddha met in the suttas who needed very little instruction for final liberation because they did a great amount of work already.
So, for example, I might logically or reason that feelings are not mine because they're always changing, and what do I feel now? I feel pain now. I feel pleasure. Oh I can see that now. I can even record all my feelings.
Sure.
So 10 o'clock was like this. Oh, what's the time now?
Collect the information about it, study it,
and I can see definitely yes, and it's kind of mirrors that right view.
On paper,
on paper. In theory. But
that's in the nutshell Abhidhamma and commentaries, basically. It's that impersonal take, almost like a scientific collection of observational facts of the Buddha's teaching. So it's all this like the list and comparisons and permutations. But that's not the Dhamma, because go on.
So I see that it's I understand in theory that it's impermanent or inaccessible to my control, the feeling. But now, as I feel, what do I do when I'm feeling pain?
Yeah.
Now I must.
Am I trying to get rid of it, or am I unmoved by it?
I must graft that idea onto.
Inevitably, you'll be trying to get rid of it through using those ideas. Yeah. But if you then really start to understand those ideas, you realize, thinking about the Dhamma does not mean that's the Dhamma. So you can have all the ideas, but if you're not actually applying it rightly, there is no Dhamma there. And that's important to recognize, because otherwise people can easily slip into a view of, as long as I think about the Dhamma, I am on the path. But you're not. You're on the path when you become a Sotapanna. That's the beginning of the path. Not if you don't see the Dhamma means you don't see the path. How can you be on the path if you don't see the path? And you will not become a Sotapanna just on account of such ideas. You need to actually start applying them and enduring things on the right level.
So I say, well, feelings are not mine, not my personal
Great.
things.
Theory,
Now
you
I'm
got
feeling.
it. Yeah. So what do you do?
Now I'm feeling a lot of pain or
Yeah.
prospect of pleasure or a lot of pleasure.
So let's
So
say there is a prospect of pleasure.
Now let me apply that.
And
view that
what
I
do you
have.
do in the face of prospect of pleasure?
I don't delight in it.
And what else? Do you act towards it?
No.
Follow it? Oh, so you endure it. For how long?
For him.
Exactly. Exactly. So if those are the truths that you understood, that you accepted, that you intellectually verified as correct, now you start doing it.
So this thing is not mine. Yeah, but it's.
It's not in my control. It's a trap. It's suffering. Okay, great.
But
Now
it's,
do
but
it.
it's saying, but I'm say in the beginning, I am faced with feeling it. This feeling is pressuring me. It's touching me. It does feel like mine.
Yeah.
But I have the outside
So
view
you have
of the
an
Buddha.
exactly, but you have an option now. It feels like yours,
Mhm.
and the option there is okay. So what do? Do you accept the pressure that it's yours, or do you not accept it? It's mine. Oh yeah, look, this is yours. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
when the fisherman throws a bait with the food, it's for the fish. It's yours. Take it,
Yeah.
so that you get hooked.
Yeah, I accept the pressure, the bait.
Exactly. You
I
accept the pressure. Accept the bait.
As
Yeah.
sorry, I accept that there is pressure. That is a bait, but I don't.
Yeah, by not you might
Take
not
it.
necessarily see the bait, but you can already understand that by not acting out of pressure, you are safe in regard to the bait. You might not see it immediately, but at least you know, as long as I don't take this, there will be no bait I'm hooked with. And that's why I say it's important to recognize that Dhamma begins with Sotapadhi, not with the ideas of Dhamma and even the clarity you might have. Because if you do, you will be creating that discrepancy between your ideas that you're convinced are putting you on the path of Dhamma and your behavior that it's still not matching it. Your lack of endurance, your lack of recognition of that right level, lack of restraint in regard to need to manage discomfort and unpleasant things. But if you don't have such view and you recognize, yeah, these ideas, as clear and as pleasing as they are, they might be very right, and I might verify later on that I was spot on right from the start, but the only way I'll do that is not about, through holding these views about the ideas and so on, and feeling saved on account of it. No, it's okay, now let me do that in regard to sensuality, aversion and distraction. Only 3 things. You don't need to seek the verification anywhere else.
Because that's how you. Yeah, well, that's how you verify. Yeah,
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's how you will ever only be able to verify it.
So when things
Because
pressure
I
you,
can have a view and you can agree with my view.
yeah,
We can both agree that feelings are not self.
and we can write scholarly papers on it and dissertations and pages of references and create a whole network of information. That's not the Dhamma. That's the information of the Dhamma. Dhamma is when things are endured on the right level.
So I understand feelings are not myself. They don't belong to me. Or they just come and go.
Great. Now when things come and go, let them come and go without acting out of them, without trying to get rid of them, without delighting them, without welcoming them.
And keep doing that.
For as long as it takes. And it might take forever.
And so anyway, the verification that has worked is the fact that feelings no longer pressure you.
Well, eventually, yes, exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Just even the pressure felt will not be, well, it will diminish. There will be no pressure in the end. That's why contact cannot pasa, the pressure, contact, whatever you translate it, cannot pressure the groundless one when there is no ground to apply that pressure for an arahant. So, arahant is unable to experience pressure of any kind anymore, mentally. So he's beyond it. He cannot pressure. Nothing can pressure him.
Because there's nothing for him anymore.
Well, yeah.
So that determination of self, the thing that determines self, is no longer there.
Yeah, but now we're getting a bit abstract.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know,
Okay.
can speculate about it, but no, because he endured things sufficiently on the right level. That's why nothing can pressure him anymore. Because that's the difference, as I said many times before. When pressure arises, people use even the Dhamma to get rid of the pressure, not to endure it and understand it through enduring. No, to get rid of it. And that's why they're not enduring it rightly, and that's why that's not the Dhamma. That's why that's management versus uprooting.